Something unexpected is happening in the American car market. The Mazda 3, one of the oldest cars in its class, is growing in popularity again. During the first half of 2026, Mazda just sold over 20,000 Mazda 3s in the United States alone. That represents an increase of about 21% compared with the same period last year. June was even more impressive. Mazda 3 sales almost doubled, and the hatchback was the real star, with first half sales rising by more than 70%. That is remarkable for a car whose current generation arrived in early 2019. So why are buyers rediscovering the Mazda 3 now? I think the answer is simple. A good car doesn't suddenly become bad just because it is getting older. I've always been a big fan of the Mazda 3 because it's such a beautiful car. I think it's arguably one of the most beautiful cars, if not the most beautiful hatchback that you can get in the market right now. But it also is one of the most enjoyable ones to drive. I can barely think of any other hatchback that comes even remotely close to how nice this car drives and how it feels driving on the road. So you have to actually go out there and drive one to believe what I'm saying, but I can guarantee you the day you're going to drive one, you're going to be blown away by how enjoyable the Mazda 3 is to drive on the road. The other thing about the Mazda 3 is that it's so simple to use in everyday life. Its ergonomics are spot on, and it's just a reliable car that you can drive every day with no reliability issues whatsoever. So to be honest, this does not come as a surprise really. In my opinion, the Mazda 3 remains one of the most beautiful compact cars on sale. The hatchback, especially the hatchback, just take a look at this design right here. It looks absolutely stunning from every single angle you look at it. And this is something that very few hatchbacks manage to achieve. You can have a hatchback that looks good from the front, but doesn't look as good from the side or from the rear. But when it comes to the Mazda 3, this car pretty much nails every single angle. I mean, just take a look at the side profile of this car. It looks absolutely stunning. It's got a super clean design, super balanced, and it's unlike any other hatchback design I've seen. So this is quite a bold approach, especially when it comes to the rear fenders. I mean, just look at the rear fenders, how they go up and connect with the C-pillar. That's absolutely unique. I've never seen this type of design language in any other hatchback, let alone a car. Mazda allows the proportions, the reflections on the surfaces of the body to create the character of the car. The result is a car that still looks modern more than 7 years after its introduction. Mind you guys, this car is over 7 years old. I mean, you can tell this car is 7 years old. It has aged so well. And this just goes to show that when a car's design is on point, then it goes on to age really well throughout the years. Take a look at the beautiful single frame front grille with those beautiful headlights connected to the front grille, which reminds me of BMW's front end design language, which applied to the 4 Series as well as the 5 Series F generation. Both models had their headlights extending all the way to the front grille, and Mazda did pretty much the same thing with the Mazda 3 right here, which gives the car a very aggressive front fascia. I would say that this is arguably the most aggressive front fascia you can get on any hatchback, and it's not even close. I've always been a big fan of the design of the Mazda 3's front end, and it's one of the big reasons why this car is selling like hotcakes and seeing sales growing 20% year over year in 2026. So this is a car that still looks modern more than 7 years after its introduction, and that is not easy to achieve. Very few cars are capable of achieving this. Many cars look exciting when they first arrive, but quickly begin to feel dated. This is not the case for the Mazda 3. It has actually done the opposite. Its simple design has allowed it to age gracefully. Now let's talk about another one of my favorite exterior angles of the Mazda 3, the rear. I mean, this is an absolute home run. I mean, whoever designed the rear of the Mazda 3 did an outstanding, brilliant job. Whenever I see one on the road in front of me, I can't help but admire the beautiful rear design and what is, in my opinion, the most beautiful rear end on any hatchback ever, period. And it's not even close. I mean, just take a look at the beautiful taillights with the circular LED signature as well as the beautiful bumper with the gloss black bottom section of the bumper, which gives a very, very nice contrast with the body color and matches the same gloss black color that we get on the rear. Not to mention the separate twin exhaust tailpipes, which is very rare in this segment of the market. I mean, how many hatchbacks do you know have the same separate twin exhaust tailpipes? I mean, there's not a lot. There's definitely not a lot of them. I can't think of a lot, but the Mazda 3 is one of them. And this is just another reason on top of so many other reasons that justify the surge in sales in the American market for the Mazda 3. And now let's move on to the interior, which in my opinion is probably the biggest reason why the Mazda 3 is showing such great sales numbers in the United States. In my opinion, this is pretty much textbook execution on what is a perfect car interior. You have a beautiful leather-wrapped, thin, 3-spoke steering wheel. You have physical gauges. This alone is enough of a reason for me to justify buying a Mazda 3 over a competitor that comes with digital gauges. You have a central infotainment screen. You have one, not two, not three screens. You have one, which is more than enough for me personally. I don't need 2-3 screens in a car. And you have it in the perfect place. You have it in the perfect spot, meaning at the top of the center console. So you don't have to look down and get distracted to read some information on your central infotainment screen. So this is the perfect spot for that screen. This one sits actually perfectly in your field of vision, which makes it very easy to stay focused on the road. Now, this might sound like it's nothing special, but a lot of manufacturers actually get this wrong. A lot of them put the central infotainment screen too low. Think of Mercedes C-Class, for example. Now, the next thing that makes this the perfect interior is the physical buttons. Check out the AC control unit. You only have physical controls. There is no touch button whatsoever on the AC control unit, which makes it absolutely perfect and makes it super rare in today's automotive world. Physical controls for touch controls for the sake of cost cutting and cost efficiency. And now check out the design of the dashboard. It's perfectly horizontal. You have beautiful stitching going all across the dashboard, and it looks like the dashboard is wrapped in some sort of faux leather. I wouldn't say it's genuine leather because you don't get genuine leather wrapped dashboards at this price point. So I would be surprised if that is actually genuine leather, but still, it still looks good, and it is a lot better than just having plain plastic dashboard. You can also operate the infotainment system through a rotary controller near the gear selector. You can change settings without reaching forward, looking away from the road. Everything feels like it was positioned for a reason. The ergonomics in this car are absolutely perfect. The driving position is low and natural. The steering wheel, pedals, and center console feel properly aligned with the driver. Even after all these years, the Mazda 3 interior still feels more expensive than many of its competitors. It has perfect ergonomics, perfect design, great materials, great build quality. The dashboard is clean and the design is calm rather than distracting. It may not have the biggest screen or the most colorful graphics, but it gives you something more valuable, an interior that is pleasant and easy to use every day. And now let's talk about the driving experience, which is another major reason why the Mazda 3 is outselling its competitors. The Mazda 3 is a reminder that an affordable daily car does not have to feel like an appliance. Mazda has always cared about steering, balance, and the connection between the driver and the car far more than any other competitor in the same segment. Mazda has always cared about steering, balance, and the connection between the driver and the car. The Mazda 3 is not a hardcore sports car, obviously, but it feels precise and composed. The steering has a natural weight, the body remains controlled through corners, and the car responds in a predictable way. That makes it enjoyable on a good road, but also makes it relaxing during normal driving. The standard 2.5-liter engine produces 186 horsepower, which is more than healthy and enough for a compact car of this size. Buyers can also choose a turbocharged version with all-wheel drive and up to 250 horsepower when using premium fuel, and for enthusiasts, Mazda still offers a manual transmission on the premium hatchback. That combination is increasingly rare. You get a stylish hatchback, a naturally aspirated engine, and the proper manual gearbox. Now on paper, the edge of the Mazda 3 could look like a disadvantage, It does not have the newest platform, the most advanced hybrid system, or the latest collection of giant displays, but maturity can also be a strength. The basic design and major mechanical components have been in production for several years, so Mazda has had the time to refine the car and address early problems. The naturally aspirated engine and 6-speed automatic are also familiar technologies, very reliable, so for buyers that plan to keep the car for many years, that familiarity may be more attractive than complicated new technology. Of course, no car is guaranteed to be perfectly reliable, right? But simplicity, proven components, and sensible ergonomics can create confidence, and those are the qualities that a lot of people value, but also myself. Now, with that being said, this is not a perfect car. It has weaknesses. For example, the rear seat space is limited compared with some competitors. The hatchback's thick C-pillars reduce visibility. Fuel economy is respectable, but hybrid competitors can do much better. Some people may prefer a larger touchscreen or softer ride, and the turbo model becomes expensive when fully equipped. But these compromises have not destroyed the car's appeal yet, so in some ways they reflect Mazda's priorities: design, driving position, quality, and character. Now let's get to the conclusion. So in a nutshell, the Mazda 3 proves that being newer does not always mean being better. Over 7 years after its introduction, it still looks beautiful inside and out, it still offers physical controls and thoughtful ergonomics, it's enjoyable to drive, available with strong engines and priced within reach of ordinary buyers. And most importantly, it has character, which a lot of its competitors are definitely lacking. The Mazda 3 does not feel as if it was created by following a spreadsheet or copying the latest trends. It feels like it was designed by people who genuinely care about cars. And that is genuinely the case because Mazda is a company that is run by people that genuinely care about cars. And maybe that is why buyers are returning to it in a market filled with expensive crossovers, oversized screens, and increasingly complicated technology. The Mazda 3 feels refreshingly honest, and perhaps its rise in sales are sending the industry a message. People still want beautiful, affordable, and simple to use, enjoyable cars. Manufacturers still need to keep building them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like video, subscribe to the channel. If you have any question, please feel free to leave it down below in the comment section. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.